Also, congratulations to Ms. Lindsay Powers, an art teacher at Dunlap High, for being nominated and receiving the Dunlap Shine Award as well. This award recognizes exemplary service to our districts and our students. Each month, 2 nominees are chosen to receive the award. Any student, parent, guardian, or staff member can nominate a current employee. You can find the link to nominate a member on our staff website. We also have an award that has been started recently, and I'd like to introduce Mrs. Mandy Ellis, since this is her creation, to give a little bit more explanation as to what that is.
As administrators, we saw a need to more formally and frequently recognize some of the great work our staff is doing, and we implemented the Spark Award. So it is a smaller version of the Shine Award, but allows any administrator, director, or supervisor to, in the moment, provide praise for a job well done for any of our staff. So food service director, IT director, special ed director can see or hear of a phenomenal act by one of our staff members and present them with a certificate and a pin for their lanyard, as long as they're meeting any of the criteria found in our vision and mission of our strategic plan. So just a simple way for us to continuously recognize them and letting them know that we see the valuable things that they're doing and the contributions they provide to our district.
Mrs. Ellis? Just a couple of updates. We are going to be having a groundbreaking ceremony for the Dunlap Activity Center. That's right up here on the corner. That's going to be Wednesday, April 16th at noon. Invitations will be sent out in this coming week to those that want to attend. Just a few quick questions, and the board is aware, but I've had several questions. Can you tell us where we're at with water weight? What's going on with water weight? Great question. The RFQ, request for qualifications for architects, went out on Monday. It was written with help from our construction management firm, which we've secured, which is PJ Hare. They helped write that. We've got it posted. That will run up into early April. That way we can secure an architect. Once we have an architect of record, they can help us design whatever it is that it's going to look like at Wilder Weight. And once we have that information, that will also give us an idea of costs and what we need to do as far as passing bonds to fund that. So that's kind of a 10,000-foot view. The main question I've got is, are we going to have a committee? Are we going to have a committee? And the answer is 100% yes, we will, and we'll have cross-representation on that. We're just not there yet. We don't even have an architect hired yet. But it is coming, I would say, probably within the next 2 to 3 months, we'll be getting that committee together and start really doing the heavy lifting. In PJ Hare's own words, the first 6 months of planning is so vital. So we're in that window now. So be patient. We will have a committee. It is coming. Thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to public comments. Is there anyone here who wishes to address the board? If so, please raise your hand. Seeing none, this concludes the public participation portion of the meeting, and the board will now move on to the information discussion items. The school activity account reports are included in the board packet. Are there any questions? Information regarding the sponsorship contract with Fortress Bank is available in the packet. Are there any questions?
I just have a question. Did you get a chance, Mike, to read over that? I know there were some changes there, and you're good with everything?
I did. I think Tom had maybe one remaining question,
Okay.
but I, subject to that, I was fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my remaining question remains outstanding in terms of at the end of the 10-year term, and I don't know if that means at this point you have to bring in legal to look at it, but the way it is today, it's that 10-year term is, I want one that's clean with no strings and no mutual agreement and no all parties and no may. I just want a absolute ability to walk away if we decide to, and that's not the case right now. So I'd like that cleaned up ahead of, or made more clear to me ahead of the next month's meeting for action.
I've had Lee, Dean, Keith, Troy, Elise at Fortress Bank all look at this. I've looked at it, Mike's looked at it, I got a lot of people wanting different edits. I'm comfortable with where it's at. I think Mr. Wisdom's comfortable with where it's at. If you want to make a change, give me the verbiage that you would like to see in there that you think would accomplish whatever it is that gives you heartburn.
Yeah, it's not heartburn. I've got medication for that. Take it every night. Does anyone have a copy? Can anyone pull it up? I can't pull mine up right now. I can get you right to the section.
Has legal looked at it?
We have not sent it to legal because I was just hesitant.
But it was in the packet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in the board packet.
Okay, can someone pull it up? I can't pull it up right now.
Can you pull it up?
This is a new laptop and I haven't logged in. I'm texting someone for the password to the Wi-Fi here in a minute. It's not touch screen, Dr. Andrews will work on that. So if you go to
Sponsorship agreement.
sponsorship agreement,
Mr. Wagonball has it.
yeah, I've got it. So on page 3, section
If you can.
4.3, it reads, if Fortress is not in default of this agreement, the parties, plural, may extend the term of this agreement for an additional period and cost as agreed upon by the parties, plural. Fortress will provide District 323 notice by January 1st, 2036 of its interest to exercise its option to extend the agreement. If no notice is received by January 1st, 2036, Fortress Bank will then be deemed to have conclusively declined its option to extend. And then, I'm adding the word then, but, and District will be free to enter into negotiations with third parties regarding the purchase of the Dunlap Training Center sponsorship rights following the expiration date of this agreement. So what this says is that they have to conclusively decline their option, and only then will we be completely free to enter into negotiations with third parties. Now, what I'm willing to say, and what I put in my back and forth with Dr. Dearman and Mike, is that I would even be comfortable with a right of first refusal for Fortress. But
I think that's what they're getting at here in conversation with them is if they've been a good, faithful partner and held up their end of the bargain for 10 years and they want to continue, they want to have dibs on that.
well, and then it should say that. It doesn't say
Well,
that.
in a sense that it does, but it also says
It doesn't
may.
say that.
No.
May is optional.
Well, free, we are not free unless they decline their option conclusively. It does not say that.
I agree with you,
And
John.
I'm not an attorney, my twin brother is, but I took 7 years of Latin. It doesn't say that.
Okay, that's fine. I understand what you're saying. I don't care either way. Tell me what you want to say. We'll put it in there.
Someone rewind the tape. I wanted to say that we're free after 10 years and we don't have to wait for them to decline it conclusively, but they can have a right of first refusal. So
I don't
jump right
know
now.
what their thinking is on this, because I haven't talked to Fortress at all about it. My suspicion is that they want to know that at the end of 10 years, if they contributed $300,000 toward the upkeep of the training center, then we can't just dump them and go on to somebody else.
Correct.
And so there's got to be a way to accommodate what Tom is saying and what they're looking for.
Doesn't a right of first refusal give them that, Mike?
I think it does. I think it's just a question of the language. I don't know that we want to try and craft language on the floor tonight. Dr. Dearman, timing wise, do we need to get this done? Can it wait till next month? If it does, I mean, Tom could make a motion that we approve this subject to satisfactory language, adjusting section 4.3 so that.
There'll be no vote tonight. It's information items. So we have a month to get this corrected.
Yeah, that's right. So.
And I know, I know a guy who's really good with language in Dr. Andrews. And I'm confident between he and I, we can put something together that would satisfy Mr. Feldman, the board, myself, and Fortress.
Okay.
So we'll make that change. I'll send it out to you two tomorrow.
If you,
Go from there.
if you want my help with it, just let me know.
Will do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any further questions? Information regarding the 2025-2026 board meeting schedule is included in the packet. Are there any questions? Information regarding the 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. is included in the board packet. Any questions? This concludes the information discussion item segment of the meeting, and the board will now move on to the consent agenda. Are there any questions or discussion regarding items on the consent agenda? May I please have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Wagenbaugh. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Mr. Wisdom. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Holzhauser,
Aye.
Humboldt,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom.
Aye.
Board will now move on to action items. The bill list, treasurer's report, district investment report, and bank statements are included in the board packet. May I have a motion to approve the payment of the bills, please?
I move to approve payment of bills in the amount of $7,803,445.14 as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Holzhauser. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Tyra. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Hodel,
Aye.
Holzhauser,
Aye.
Humboldt,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Information regarding the 2025 summer projects is included in the board packet. May I have a motion to approve the summer projects?
I will move to approve the 2025 summer projects as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hodel. Thank you, Mr. Wisdom. Any discussion? Do you have any-
Oh, I just wondered if one of our projects can be telling the public that we're still looking at driveway options to get our roads cleaned up a little bit. I mean, we've done a little bit of that, but public doesn't know about it. Still hear comments in the public about traffic is still so bad getting in. Is it still that bad, or maybe it's not? I don't ever get up here at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning.
I have the data written down. It depends on the time that you get here. There's been times if you pull up at 8:02 to 8:05, it's taken me anywhere from 7 to 9 minutes to get all the way through to Dunlap Middle, which is the furthest spot. And there's been other times it's taken me 3 to 4 minutes. Miranda, how many complaints have we had about traffic this year? We've had 0 complaints this year about traffic, so it is much improved. But when you're running 2,500 students into this area in basically a 17-minute window, I mean, there's always going to be some backup, but it has been much better.
Yeah, I bring our daughter to school at least 2 or 3 times a week, and same last couple of years with our son before he started the drive. It's markedly improved. There's still some backups. There's a window there if you're a little bit after 8. Certainly a little bit longer wait, but I think compared to what it was before we added that lot and that other entrance there, I think it's considerably better than it was.
Yeah, considerably better is certainly better, but it still could be better than that, perhaps. Tim,
Yeah, it could be, but our options seem to be somewhat limited in that.
well, I think what Tim is talking about is a potential entrance off Cedar Hills Drive that doesn't dump everybody right into that blockage in the front. That could come and bring an entrance to the ring road where students coming from that direction could go right into the lot and take that pressure off this front right
So
here.
it eliminates that T that they
Yes.
have right here.
Well, it doesn't eliminate it, but it prevents a number of people, students especially, coming from that direction could come in early and not cross in front of this. I think it's worthwhile to look at.
No, I would agree. It's not fixed. Like there's still some traffic. It's better than it was, but if there's an opportunity to move that drive where it plugs in and it would alleviate some of that headache here where it tees, then maybe it's something we
That's, I don't mean to
Look
speak for
into.
Tim, but that's what he has been talking about for several months now. Tim, no matter what, that can't be a summer project. We would never have that ready for the summer, but why, if you're suggesting we put that on the agenda for a discussion item at some point in the future, whether it's next month or the month after that, I would certainly support that.
How far is the backup on, are you coming on Cedar Hills? Or which way you-
No, I actually come the other direction. Yeah, so, yeah.
I don't ever see it, so I might just hear comments, so I just curious, but maybe it's.
I hear comments as well. I think it's worth exploring. We can put it on the agenda for next month. Can we do that, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodo,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom.
Aye.
Motion carried. Information regarding the recommended board policy updates from press policy is included in the board packet. May I please have a motion to approve the board policy updates?
I move to approve the board policy updates as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Tyra. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Mr. Wagenbaugh. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodo,
Aye.
Olshauser.
Aye.
Information regarding the 2025-26 handbook is included in the board packet. May I please have a motion to approve the student handbooks?
I'll move to approve the student handbooks as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Wagenball. Is there a second?
Second.
A second.
Thank you, Mr. Tyra. And thank you for all those involved in the student handbook process. Okay, we need a roll call vote.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodo,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humboldt.
Aye. Information regarding the student activity fees has been included in the board packet. Is there any discussion regarding the 2025-26 student activity fees?
We really don't have anything set up in the board packet, did we? As far as what fees we're doing, we didn't really say it.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
We didn't set any fees in the board packet, so I'm not sure what we were thinking on that, and maybe we don't have it nailed down.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a comment there. I know that I've had several emails come in today. I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. I know in the board packet, I don't feel that all the expenses that are associated with those certain activities are in there. I think we need to do a deeper dive into that. So I'd be okay tabling this month until we get more information. How do you feel about that too?
You okay, Tabor?
Or I guess my next question would be, when do we have to have that nailed down for the next school year, those fees? I guess that would be my next question. When do you need to know?
Registration has already started, so we could do it in arrears, so to speak, but we would probably need to have action tonight in order to make it the most comfortable moving forward. Dr. Andrews, you agreement?
Yeah.
For spring activities?
For next school year.
This is for next year.
Yes, and so we, but, for middle school, which obviously is like, any change would apply to as well, parents have already started registering and paying those fees online. So it's just a consideration.
It's a considerable. So you have to have it, we have to know tonight when you say.
Well, at this point, if we were to change it, we would have to go back to anyone who was already paid and ask them and just invoice them for
The longer we
activity
wait, the more people
increase.
register, the more we got to back.
So they've already paid.
Correct.
Correct.
That sounds messy. It sounds messy to
I
have to
didn't
go back
realize
and
that.
fix.
Is that's the case? They've already paid for next, okay.
The fee was $90, correct?
Correct.
The last time we addressed this was 8 years ago, and it was $100. We moved it back down to $90.
Correct. That's my first year.
So it's been more than 12 years or more since it's been raised. Would we be amicable to raise it back to 100? Or would you still want to table it?
I think, to Teresa's point about the deeper dive, as she put it, I don't think that, even if you went just the $10, I don't think it would be worth for anyone's effort to do that tonight, knowing that some people have already paid. So I think having a thorough review, getting the collective is ever here in the next 6 months, not waiting until it's too late. But yeah, I would not make an adjustment that includes just the people that haven't done it already and then go back. So
An
I would,
invoice for $10,
I think we have to table it at this
Okay.
point.
May I have a motion to table?
And I would do that, but I just want to make a point, Abby, just like you said, it's been 12 years since we increased that fee. Everything has risen multiple percentages, right? No, tens of percentages. So I think we absolutely have to look at that to see where we're at. So I'm okay tabling that. Do you want me to make
May I
a
have a
motion?
motion then?
Could I make a suggestion that we table it until June or July? That way we have a full year's worth of data from all 3 seasons, fall, winter, and spring, as we do this deeper dive.
When will we get the data? Then, is it June or July?
It could be June, it's information action in July.
So then we're skipping a whole year of the increase, right? You wouldn't even implement it till next year?
Well, you couldn't because they've already paid. They've already, most of them paid.
That's
right?
kind of been the theme I'm hearing right now anyway, but yes.
But we'd have a much better understanding of what those numbers look like moving forward. I understand, completely understand where you're coming from.
I don't think $10 is worth even doing. If you want to talk a $10 raise, I wouldn't even care if we did that, but, okay. Continue.
May I have a motion?
I guess
To
I move to table. I move to table the student activity fees with information being obtained prior to the June board meeting, so we have time to review it prior to the meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Cole? Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Felton,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagonbaum,
Aye.
Wisdom.
Aye.
Motion carried. Information regarding the 2025-26 rental, facility rental agreement is included in the board packet. May I have a motion to approve the agreement?
I move to approve the agreement as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Hodel. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Wisdom. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Felton,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagonbaum.
Aye.
Motion carried. Information regarding the 2025-26 staffing request is included in the board packet. May I please have a motion to approve the 2025-26 staffing request?
Would you not break that and have 2 motions? There's 2 different, isn't that 2 different, one's a psychologist and the other one is a teacher that you needed?
There's a psychologist, a social worker, and a life skills teacher. Those are the 3 requests. And you could break them into 3 motions if you wanted to for,
Or the one that you said was, getting us out of legality was.
that's the life skills position at the high school. We are legally bound to do
So
that
can we
just because
vote
of
for that
numbers.
one separate and the other 2 on another one?
Sure, you just have to make that motion.
You want me to make that motion? Okay.
So you would make a motion for the high skills,
I'll move
or
to
life
approve
skills
the
position
life skills staffing request
at the high school.
at the high school.
That's
Is
the
there-
skill builders
Yes,
teacher,
it's-
correct?
Yes, but it's life skills at the high school.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Yeah, we have discussion, though, right? Is that next?
any discussion?
I have a question.
Okay.
And I think you said it. So with this, we're in compliance, right? With the skill builders teacher, we're completely in compliance when we add this.
Yes.
These other 2 are, I don't want to say extra by any means, but they're not compliance related.
They are not legally bound like that position.
I just want to make sure
is.
we're in compliance.
But Dr. Hastings presented information at the last meeting regarding the workloads, caseloads of our staff and the struggles we have meeting the needs of students being understaffed.
Understood.
Yeah, I would agree. Clearly, with the data they presented, I feel like there is a need for additional staff. I understand we have to be careful with our budget and all that stuff, but we're here to do what we need to do to make sure those kids have what they need and our staff has. I feel like there's a clear need. I struggle with separating these and pushing that out further.
what we can do is after this is voted on, then anyone is free to make a motion on any of the other positions. So we do have a motion to approve the life skills teacher. Can we please have a roll call vote?
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humboldt,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I'd like to move to approve the other two requests.
Okay. All right. We have a second? Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Hang on a
Total?
second.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You asked that they be separated, Tim, so is there and I want to make sure that if anyone has any question or problem with, if there's any issue with these, then I'd like to hear about it, because, to Andrew's point, we had a fair amount of discussion and presentation at the last meeting. And if you go back a year ago, I mean, we were talking about these positions, and at that time, we weren't able to add the addition, everything that was asked for. So essentially, these two positions were held over for a year from a year ago. And then I think we had a pretty good presentation, data, et cetera. And there weren't that, the only question that was asked was, are there any other positions that are going to come before the board? And it was made clear that there weren't going to be by Dr. Andrews. And so Tim, you asked for it to be separated. So I just want to see, I mean, I think the case was made a year ago. I think certainly the case was reinforced a month ago. And if there's any question or confusion about why we need these resources and why they're appropriate, I think now's the time to talk about it before there's a vote and there's some sort of a surprise.
To reiterate what Dr. Hastings shared, even with these two positions, we will be well under benchmarks as well as surrounding districts.
I believe the difference between this year and last year, I think, Dr. Andrews, you summarized fairly clearly. We have a lot more students that have these needs this year than last year, making them even more critically important. Am I right with that?
Yeah, with additional reevals and whatever each year, Dr. Hastings connected that number, but with increased student population comes, of course, the increased chance that you'll have evaluations for services. Absolutely.
And these social workers and the psychologist and social worker, are they also utilized for other populations in the school as well, if necessary?
Yes, absolutely. So they don't necessarily have to be entitled where we are getting the assistants, psychologists, and social workers. They help lead PD in the district with their teachers. They help out with our MTSS services to make sure that students, before they get to special ed, we can intervene appropriately, because that's the whole intent of multi-tiered systems of support.
And then possibly, if there is intervention, possibly it can be handled initially before it might end into a more restrictive environment or place.
Right.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion on the table and a second. Mr. Hodel and Mr. Tyra, can we please have a roll call vote?
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humboldt,
I'm going to have to say aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
No.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Information regarding the Peoria County School Resource Officer Agreement is included in the board packet. May I please have a motion to approve the agreement?
I move to approve the Peoria County School Resources Officer Agreement as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Holzhauser. Is there a second?
I'll second. Quick question though, Dr. Dearman, this is basically the same contract that we've used in the past. I didn't compare it to our last contract with the assumption that it's basically the same format, yes?
It's exactly the same. Minus dollar amounts and dates.
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodel.
Aye.
Thank you. Information regarding the Dunlap School paving project is included in the board packet. May I please have a motion to approve the project?
I'll move to approve the paving project at Dunlap Grade School as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Wisdom. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Tyra. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of the Banner Elementary School piping project is included in our board packet. May I have a motion to approve the project?
I'll move to approve the piping project at Banner Elementary School as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Wagenball. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Wisdom. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Wisdom,
Aye.
Feldman,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach.
Aye.
Motion carried. This concludes the action item portion of the meeting. May I please have a motion to adjourn to closed session?
Move to adjourn to closed session for the following purposes stated in the Open Meetings Act: the appointment, employment, compensation, and performance of specific employees, student disciplinary cases, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed, collective negotiation matters, and security.
Is there a second?
Oh, wait, there's more.
Oh,
There's
litigation.
more.
And
The purchase or lease of real property and litigation.
Thank you.
Apologies.
May I have a second?
Yeah, second.
Thank you, Mr. Wagenbaugh. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? 6:33. I'll remind him when he comes in.
I'm here for when we're here.
Oh, me too.
No, we're getting up there.
I meant as a parent. I may not be here either if we're not here. You don't know. Is everyone here? May I have a motion to return to open session, please?
So moved.
Second.
Was that Mr. Wisdom and Mr.
Yes.
Wagenbaum? Thank you very much. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Time is 6:57. May I please have a motion to approve the human resource consent agenda?
I move to approve the human resources consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Holzhauser. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Wisdom. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Felton,
Aye.
Hodel,
Aye.
Olshauser,
Aye.
Humbles,
Aye.
Tyra,
Aye.
Wagenbach,
Aye.
Wisdom.
Aye.
Motion carried. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Hodel. May I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you, didn't Mrs. Holzhauser
I
beat you
did,
to
he
that?
tried to one up me.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:58. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so here comes another one.
Yeah.
I just went back there and opened it where they like comments.
So Mike, there's actually, you're counting the
I
meetings.
drank both these waters, so I guess I'll have to take them
In
all.
May?
There's not, I keep this, February meeting in April
Hey,
was
it's
too
hot.
soon to concede, the county sends
Good to
the
see everybody.
thing. So we'll have to have a special meeting between April meeting and the
Yeah,
fourth
it's
and
the
the May
list
meeting.
of stuff.
But April will be a real meeting for me.
Yes.
For football, somebody else for basketball.
Do it over there.
I mean,
I hope I don't tear up.
Be sad.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, maybe you'll come back.
I'm not charged.
This time
Oh, I
I'm
have
gonna
something
need.
in my car for you too.
We don't have any expenses.
Maybe it'll be like the football players that retire, but
But they
they're
have a
just
sponsor.
kidding.
They do
If
try.
they can't stand.
Yeah, I
it,
know, they're paying the 100.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just.
Oh, yeah, I don't, whatever you want to do. Yeah, but yeah, you can do
I
that.
want to do it once and what everybody can have a good digestion with.
I would just be hesitant. I honestly don't care. Some of the feedback we've been, well, how come you're targeting baseball, football? How come you charge football an extra 20, but you didn't charge lacrosse or soccer or cross
I don't know
country?
the numbers. Somebody tell me numbers. Which one should we put that on?